Well, hey, good morning. Welcome to the Morning Report. Morning Report is a production of fightbackmedia.com, fightbackmedia.com, and fightbackmediatv.com. I trust that you are well. This glorious Monday. It is a little late in the day, obviously. Obviously, if you tuned in before noon looking for this morning report, you didn't get it. Unless you're in Hawaii. If you're not, well, I am still on the mend. I'm getting stronger every single solitary day. I think you could probably hear it in my voice. I can feel it in my voice anyway. So, this is last night and this morning was the beginning of I don't feel any tightness in my chest when I take a deep breath. So that's nice. And I felt tightness ever since I left the hospital. But I don't feel any tightness right now, so that's awesome. I'm feeling good. Our new blood pressure cup is coming in today, so I'll be able to get the pressure. Yes, I'm taking my medication every day. I don't like taking medication. I don't like it at all, especially as many pills as I have to suck down every day. So yes, after my visit with the cardiologist in 10 days, we're gonna start looking at non-pharmacological ways. I said it, pharmacological. Wow, ways to get and keep my blood pressure under wraps. And the mistake I'm going to get to the story here in a second. The mistake a lot of people make is thinking that because you're overweight, then you're going to have heart disease. Because you're overweight, then you're going to have diabetes. Oh, and then because you're overweight, then you're going to have, and that's not necessarily the case. That's not necessarily the case. Your high blood pressure or hypertension, there are many people who are of normal height and weight who suffer with hypertension. Doesn't have anything to do necessarily with them being fat. Same thing with diabetes. Doesn't have anything to do with them being fat. Not everybody. Some people, yes, but not everybody. So making this generalization, I said another big word, that if you get fat, you're going to have hypertension, you're going to have all these other things, diabetes, all these things. No. When I was in the hospital, they didn't do this the first time when I had triple bypass, but this time they, for the first, 3 or 4 days, they did my finger prick to check my blood sugar. And not one time, after I was admitted that it was in the, oh my God, you've got pre-diabetes or diabetes range. Not one time. Because I don't have diabetes. And what we're learning about diabetes is a lot. I know that the pharmaceutical companies are selling their medications based on your A1C. But I'm not telling you what to do. I don't want this to be any medical misinformation. But do your research. I know during COVID, a lot of people equated do your research to find some conspiracy weirdness. No, you know what my generation calls do your research. We just simply call it reading. There is plenty enough studies and information out there on diabetes at this point that the average person with an 8th or 9th grade reading ability could read and glean information from. So go ahead and do that. And then talk about it with your doctor. Yeah, that part. Talk about it with your doctor. How about that? All right, enough medical stuff. You might have seen already that the Trumps are on the airplane manifest of Jeffrey Epstein. Donald, his wife then, not Melania, the one before, the one that just passed away. Let's see, Eric. And I saw that, and I went, huh. But on that, again, it isn't like do your research, just read, just figure it out. On the manifest, well, let me back up. Now, when even a private plane, especially when somebody is, a pilot that's working for somebody, take somebody somewhere, even if it's their own plane, then the manifest is filled out. And all that is where you're going, because you have to have a flight plan, where you started from, where you're going, and who's on board. It's pretty simple. Of course, the date, what plane you're flying, that kind of stuff. And I think if you look at the PDF, I think it's like page 18 or 27. I don't remember which one it is. You'll see the Trump family on one of those manifests. Now, what's also on the manifest is where they started the flight and where they ended the flight. And on those flights, I saw that the starting point for those flights was a Palm Beach International Airport here in Florida. And then they ended at DCA or KDCA, which is the Ronald Reagan Airport in Washington, D.C. And then immediately there was DCA to Teterboro, which is in New Jersey. So what you can get from that is that they got on a flight from Florida, landed in D.C., and then went to New Jersey. If you are looking for, again, please do this because it's really important to be able to figure it out. If you're looking for, did Donald Trump fly in an Epstein plane to Epstein's Island, that's not there. You know what else is not there? Bill Clinton was not on a Epstein plane to the island. That's not there either. So all of this hubba has been a continuous distraction, because that's not on there either. Well, how do you know, Willie? Because the airport designation for Epstein Island is TIST. Okay? Now you can find that. Many times you can find that, but not with the passengers that you are hoping to be on this list. That both sides of this argument were hoping to be on that list. Where does that leave you? Well, where it should leave you is back to the things that are important in this particular election cycle. That's where it should leave you. It should leave you back to the things that are important in this election cycle. It should lead you away from the salacious back to the things that are important. Now, that chick that got arrested and got charged, she says she has a black book with names in it. She was charged with aiding and abetting people to, with kids. But although she was charged and convicted of that, the people who actually did that have seemed to, at this point, are going scot-free. So if you're into whodunits and who did what with who, then that's the path you have to go down. And you have to pretty much pull out from, no pun intended, from the Bill Clinton, Donald Trump end of this, because it doesn't seem like that's a thing. It just doesn't seem like that's a thing. We have a few short months before we will be sitting here having a conversation about going to vote for a new president. And that needs to be your focus. And at the same time, because we can think about more than one thing at a time, at least in my area for sure, county commission races, of course, the every 2 years House of Representative races, which are local elections with national implications. There's a senatorial race going on in a lot of areas. School board races. I tried to tell y'all how important school board races were before, didn't I? Y'all don't believe me. Now look where you are. So all those things are important. But let's try our best to avoid all the salacious stuff and get to the things that are important. Yes, Stop. No, I don't think that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself. I don't. But I don't know what happened. I could guess. I could theorize. Yeah, the circumstances about Epstein's death are worthy of investigation. That's for sure. But this will probably be the last time, probably the first time I've mentioned it. Probably the last time I mentioned it to either, because I was really curious as I'm looking for Trump and Clinton's name on the manifest. I was super curious about these destinations. So I went to the most reliable source I know, Microsoft Flight Simulator. Once I went to Google to find out where Epstein's Island was, and then I went to Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I was able to get a couple of references between Google and the simulator about where that airport is, Cyprus something. And then I looked for it in the manifest, in the manifest. Not there, when you see Clinton or you see Trump name, not there. So, curious. What do you think? Write down in the comments what you think your issue is going to be. Whatever your issue is. What's the thing that's going to make you vote for the person for president in both the primaries and the general? What is the thing? Because, everybody has a thing. Whether it's abortion, whether it's the economy, whether it's immigration, what's your thing? What's the thing? What's the issue that is going to make the decision for you? Is it January 6th? Is it Epstein's Island? What is it? Because if you share that with me, then Paul and I will be able to concentrate on those things and bring you the content that you're interested in. So please write that down in the comments. All right. In any case, I got to get out of here. Make room for somebody else. The weather's getting a little nasty, and I should be paying more attention to my driving. In any case, until we see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sakes, take care of yourself. We will see you when we see you. Bye-bye now.